boy Kyle the Kid and Megan the Boy, and we are here with another episode of Talk Sports with your boys. Yes, ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. How's everything going, Megan?
That's for all you heat haters out here. Just give you one of these right here.
Relax, broski.
No, it's okay. I'm relaxed.
Relax, broski. Yes.
I'm relaxed.
The NBA Finals has concluded, but first, before we get to that, we're gonna start with a little bit of NFL, if you don't mind.
I guess we could do a little NFL.
Since we reported our last Talk Sports with your boys episode, a lot of COVID, a lot of Corona is making its way through the NFL, atmosphere. Tennessee had some issues; they had to delay a game. New England has had some issues. Cam Newton has been diagnosed with COVID-19, as well as some other people and staff across the league. And I just want to come out and say it: the NFL, you guys have to get it together. We're in week 5, going on week 6 in the NFL, and will you guys make it past week 10? I'm not sure exactly. When you have somebody like Cam Newton catching coronavirus, being a quarterback of America's new age, America's team, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. I think Roger Goodell
Did a horrible job.
Yeah, did a horrible job, but he needs to send the message to the owners, some of his conservative Republican owners who are not taking this as serious. As some say, like in Toronto, they were not enforcing masks and certain procedures. Listen, players, lock it down. No activities. I don't know which dumb teams are still allowing fans or autograph signings or anything like that of that nature. Lock it down. Facility, work. You're a staff, you work here. You better not get caught at any outside events or large functions or clubbing or something like that. You'll either be suspended or face some type of disciplinary action. And I think the NFL needs to start developing some type of quote-unquote bubble system for the playoffs where they have a lot less teams to deal with. Something has to happen because, like, how? You guys didn't really put anything in place, really, besides taking away fans and regular social distancing and, corona measures.
They didn't even take away fans. It was optional.
Optional. There we go.
It was optional. And once I heard that was the case, you think of a team like Miami. You think of a team like Jacksonville, a Jets, who are not going to make any money without any fans. What do you expect them to do? Not to bring some fans in? They're going to, we'll bring 10,000 fans. 10,000 people in one place. When y'all walking through that tunnel, there's no social distances in that tunnel. Okay, in the game, you might be 6 feet apart. But in walking through that tunnel to get to the game, there's no social distance. When you're in that line to get a hot dog or something, there's no social distancing. So once I seen that, I'm like, okay, this is not gonna go good. Listen, man, this taught us all over, in not just sports and everything. People that have organizations or states or whatever that have a great leadership always prevails. Mm-hmm. The NBA have a great leadership. The NBA have, they listen to their players and everything like that. Roger Goodell, you have 4 months to figure out what you're gonna do. 4 months. Okay, I understand.
And really, I would even say longer than that because coronavirus shut down America in March. And it is...
NFL's already done.
Yeah, NFL is already done. So you've been had time to like, okay, this is something that's going to be affecting us. You've seen Adam Silver coming up with different ideas and stuff. Y'all probably couldn't do a bubble. It's a lot of player personnel when it comes to NFL, way more than the NBA. I understand that. But it doesn't seem like there was enough done.
No. Y'all didn't come up with a real plan.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't really think it through. Now, like you just said, it would have been way harder for you guys to come up with a plan because the bubble's not as easy for 32 teams than it is for 20 teams.
The larger leagues, you guys are supposed to have the larger brains.
The larger, exactly.
You guys are supposed to come up with something.
Listen, this is what y'all need to do, and this is free. This is free analysis right here. Like you said earlier, being that it's 32 teams and it's a regular season, I don't know if a bubble technically would work.
They just got to send the message.
Y'all just got to put y'all feet down. Y'all got to lock everything down. No fans, no nothing. Y'all got to do that. I'm sorry. Moving forward in the playoffs, y'all need to try to. Y'all got a couple of weeks. to come up with some bubble system. Whether y'all gonna use some of these hotels in these cities, lock everybody down in their city, their respective city. Whatever. Some of these colleges, these universities, they're not playing. Some of them not playing. Some of the universities don't have whatever. Y'all train at these universities anyways. Y'all could do the whole dorm system. They're already in a dorm doing training camp. Y'all gotta figure something out. Be smart. You feel me? Like, there's no reason why people should be going out and partying and the fans and all this extra stuff. You gotta put your feet down. Like, do something. Sheesh.
Well, y'all won't have a season.
Yeah, I don't play.
Y'all won't have a season.
They get paid millions of dollars.
Those TV dollars and everything, advertising, you're gonna lose them anyway. If it gets to the point to where too many people have coronavirus, you're gonna have to shut down. You're gonna have to shut down, or players will just stop playing. So, who knows? They could be thinking of stuff, you know. But
these universities with these dorms and stuff. I mean, school's out right now. I mean, school's still out, right? Nobody went to college, right?
I don't know. It depends which school. Some schools.
Yeah, it don't even matter because throw them a little bread, whatever. Yeah, use these dorms, man. Get some hotels. Lock these hotels down. You get chartered to the game. You get chartered back to the game. You stay in your hotel. You don't leave this hotel room until practice and stuff. You get chartered to practice. You feel me? Y'all gotta figure something out. Yeah, got to.
And let's move from that because we can talk about that all day.
You trash.
I want to talk about another disease that's going on in the NFL. Players not getting their money, and when they don't get their money, you franchise tag them, wait for them to fuck up, have a bad season.
They gotta get rid of that franchise
get injured,
tag, bro.
And now when they come back healthy, you have a reason to say, oh, you didn't play good or you got injured. How did we know? The reasons that you had before weren't even valid, but now you're validating them. And that brings me to say Dak Prescott. Or as Kodak would once said, Kodak Prescott. Damn. Dak Prescott, ankle injury, broken ankle, I believe. Successful surgery, out for the season, 4 to 6 months.
It was
recovery
so
time.
bad that he had to have surgery last night. Look, man, to be honest with you, yeah, I gotta hear that. I never understood a franchise tag.
I understand it, but at some point in time, bro, I need somebody to be with unfranchised taggable or something like that.
Listen,
I don't know, man.
The franchise tag, what it's supposed to, if you're about to become an unrestricted free agent, it's supposed to like keep you like 1 more year.
Yeah.
Just to kind of prove yourself.
Or we want to keep you, but we're not willing to commit long term.
Or what, they don't have the money at the moment or something.
It's more so of a commit thing. Like it could be possibly that, but actually the franchise tag, you paying that person like
$30-some million anyways.
Yeah, so it's a commitment long term thing.
You don't want to commit long term. If I'm Dak, I'm not coming back. I don't care how healthy Dak don't come back.
They don't care about you, bro.
Dak, don't come back.
They don't care about you.
They don't care about you, bro. Bro, Dak is your franchise quarterback. He's your franchise quarterback. You just seen what
Pat Mahomes.
You just seen what Texas.
Deshaun
Watson just got. You seen what these people are getting. You seen what Ryan Tannehill just got. You're not paying Dak, one of the better quarterbacks in the league, top 5.
He led the league in yards last year.
Come on, bro. Okay, if you don't believe in him long term, I understand. Let him go. Trade him. Do something. Let him go. But don't try to drag him on. Now look what happened.
Because now you're messing with his money, his future, his ability to feed his kids long-term generational wealth, and I believe Dak wanted like upwards of $30 million long-term. When Deshaun Watson got his contract, his numbers went up. His price went up like, yo, me and him ain't got no Super Bowls. My numbers is just as good, if not better than his. I understand y'all ain't gotta pay me Pat Mahomes money. I'm not no MVP. I'm not no Super Bowl champion. But y'all ain't have no problem giving 21 more that money. I gave 21 more that money. Now one can say y'all learn from your mistakes. Blase. Too bad. I'm a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a top 5 quarterback in the league. Carson Wentz got his money. Matt Ryan, when he was playing at elite level, got his money. Everybody got their money. Y'all treating me like I got 4 years left in the league. like I'm Tom Brady or something. Like y'all don't want to commit long term. That's what y'all treating me. Like, and the man, y'all were already what 1-4. The only game y'all won, which y'all supposed to lose, because the Atlanta Falcons were dumb enough to not pick up the ball. That's the only reason why y'all win the game. You guys have a legitimate chance of being 0-5, just because of another team's stupid decision to not pick up the ball on the onside kick. Now he goes down. Andy Dalton, a career starter, averages about 10 wins a season. Last 2 years, been shaky. Finds himself in a backup role. He helps them win the game, and Dak is out. Now, I won't be surprised. Andy Dalton probably turns this around. They go 8-8, 9-7. Y'all may feel like y'all don't even need him. We'll just go back to the old ground and pound game what they did with DeMarco Murray and start handing off to Ezekiel Elliott. Get the O-line right. We got CeeDee Lamb. We got Amari Cooper. Next thing you know, that 25 million, 27 million. We don't know what's going on with your ankle.
If I'm Dak, they offer me anything less than what I was asking for, I'm leaving.
Yeah, that's sick, man. But praise God to Dak, man. Hope his spirits stay up, man. Because injuries like that, if
he was gonna get hurt, whether or not he got paid or not, he would have got hurt. But that's not the point. The point is y'all gonna use this injury to cripple his negotiations. Which is normal.
Understandable.
Which is understandable.
But it just comes down to y'all don't really care.
Yeah.
So as a player, like I said, injuries are a mental thing. You've seen Andrew Luck. He got paid all that money, but battling injury, just got to the point to where I guess he felt like his body was wearing down. People weren't caring about him, and his health really just or his personal life at that, just wanted to know when he was going to play. So this all ties into it for sure. But yeah,
don't make me start bringing the race issue into it. Don't make me do that.
We gonna leave it alone because we got more prominent sports things to talk about. As the time goes by, we're gonna start digging deep into the NFL, especially being that there's no more NBA season. Yes, the Los Angeles Lakers beat the Miami Heat to win another championship. Tie the Celtics at 17 in terms of total championships.
I don't care.
LeBron wins his 4th ring.
Who cares?
Is now 4-6 in the finals. AD wins his first. Dwight gets his long-awaited first. Rondo, the second player in history to win a title with the Celtics and the Lakers. Yes. Congrats.
Who's the first?
Congrats. Some player from the 1950s, 60s. I don't remember.
That's an actual stat, bro. That's funny.
I mean, second time for everything, first time for everything.
Rivalries, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I must say this is the first LeBron James championship that he won or played in. I didn't care for, meaning because he was going against my favorite team, Miami Heat. When he won the 2 in Miami, of course, rooting for him. When he was in Cleveland going against the Warriors, I was rooting for him. Now, I'm a LeBron fan, but he's never really been in my top 5 favorite players. Maybe when he was in Miami, he probably sat at 5, and then,
So who's the top 5 favorite players?
I mean, they change from year to year, Been Duncan, Marcus Aldridge, KD.
I actually did like Tim Duncan.
KD was one of my favorite, if not my favorite player at a point. Now it's the Damian Lillards and Jimmy Butlers and people of that nature, but whatever. So, the Miami Heat playing LeBron. Of course, I'm going with the Heat. Hats off to the Miami Heat, man. No consolation prize at all to this. No participation award. They went out and battled. They went out and battled without the leading scorer in the playoffs, at least. Goran Dragic, and for the first 2.5 games, played without Bam Adebayo, their assist leader throughout the playoffs and regular season, and their double-double machine, what most would call their heart and soul. People were smelling sweep, especially being down 2-0. And then Jimmy Butler, he's been showing improvement all year. His impact on the team, of course, getting us to the finals. with his, scoring and defensive ability and things of that nature, and his closing ability in late games. Main reason why we were there, but people weren't exactly quite sure what to expect from Jimmy Butler, and he came out with a 40-point triple-double. The only people to do that is since him, well, two other people, Jerry West and LeBron James, both in losses, and he ended up winning his. Played a pretty solid game in game 2, but hard to follow up and do anything even close to a 40-point triple-double. So they lost game 5. No, they lost game 4. I'm sorry. And once again, he comes back and drops a 35-point triple-double with 5 steals. I feel like, and yeah, we're not focusing on the Lakers winning the chip, by the way. Now,
congratulations.
Granted, like I said, I'm a LeBron fan. I want LeBron to get his first championship, not against my Heat. But as time goes by, we're going to talk more NBA, and I'll probably stop being salty, and I'll give LeBron his praise later.
That's for yourself.
But I feel like Jimmy Butler put the league on notice. And I feel like in the NBA circles, unless your name is TJ Warren, you already knew what Jimmy Butler was capable of. Nobody saw this triple-double because he didn't get any triple-doubles prior. But as far as his competitive spirit, defensive ability, closing ability, that's when you think Jimmy Butler, that's what you think.
Yeah.
That's what you think. And had issues in Minnesota, had issues in Chicago, then Minnesota, had issues in Philly. Is Jimmy Butler the problem? Is he the
He didn't have no issue. They had issues. They had issues. When you look at a team like Timberwolves, these are guys that was drafted number 1 picks, top 3 picks, whatever. Obviously, you make it to the NBA, you had to work for it, whatever the case may be. But they were spoon fed. They wasn't grinding. They felt like, okay, their talent is gonna get them to where they need to be the promised land. And the NBA, and any league actually, to get to the promised land, the championship or Super Bowl or the majors, whatever, you have to work. You have to put in work. They didn't want to put in work. They just kept lollygagging. They was more happy if they had points than a win. And Jimmy Butler couldn't really deal with that. Matter of fact, they said when Jimmy Butler came in pretty quick, he wasn't happy there. And you look at Philadelphia, similar situation. You feel me? Now, granted, it was a little bit more coaching.
The expectation was more of championship. We're not, but.
Now, granted, coaching, stuff like that, whatever the case may be, it played a little bit more of a factor.
Coaching.
The culture. You go to Miami. These are on that team. I don't think we have any top 10 draftees on our team. I mean, Deion Waiters. Earlier you had Deion Waiters. I ain't talking about Deion Waiters.
Yeah, he ain't on team though. Sorry, yeah.
You got Bam 13. You got Tyler 13. You got Jimmy, second round?
No, he's end of the first round.
End of the first round. Okay, end of the first round. You got Kelly was about 13, whatever the case may be. Goran second round. We don't have no top 10 draft picks, whatever. Myers was 11, I think. He wasn't top 10. But it's like, okay, these boys gonna go work. They're gonna go grind. Bitch, stop the Heat culture itself being you gotta work hard, you gotta go get it. These boys are gonna go grind. The Tylers, the Duncan Robinson, the Gorans, the Bam, they're young boys that's trying to get it, they're trying to work. You put Jimmy with that type of crew, with the management that the Miami Heat have, the culture, is destined to work. Jimmy came from the dirt, from the mud. He worked for everything. JUCO to Marquette to being a late first round pick, he had to work for it, like you were saying earlier. So he going to these places like with the Cats and the Andrew Wiggins who feel like they're just entitled. And you're losing. You're not doing nothing. How am I going to respect that? Like he told JJ. This is not really related, but he told JJ Redick, why would I go to another meeting?
When he was in Philly.
When he was in Philly.
They had basically supposed to be a meeting to address team concerns, how players felt, and nobody really had anything to say.
Why would I go to another one? And what did this accomplish?
And Brett Brown alluded to another one happening, and Jimmy Butler told JJ Redick, why would I go back in there? What did we accomplish? And if you follow the NBA, there's report Jimmy Butler questioning Brett Brown. Those are one of those times like, what are we really doing here? You feel me? Like, are we not trying to? We're not questioning, that was their goal, but like, what are we accomplishing right now?
And when he went to Philly, he already had a bad rap. Or he was the issue. So when it's time to let somebody go.
So let me put this in perspective, because I don't want to solely focus on Jimmy Butler. There's a couple other things I want to jump to as far as the Heat in general and how they're moving forward and other teams going into next season. The last time he played in a Chicago Bull uniform is the last time they made the playoffs. Goes to Minnesota. They're a 4th seed before he gets injured. When he comes back, you know how the West be. The West be very, very competitive.
Yeah. The 3rd and the 6th seed, 3 games apart.
4th seed, by the time he comes back, they're a 9th seed, trying to fight to get in the playoffs. It's like 4 or 5 games before he comes back for them to make a push. They're able to make the 8th seed. They get swept by the Warriors, I believe. Leaves that team. That is the last time they make the playoffs. Goes to a Philadelphia team who's been trying to get over the hump. Finally, move forward. They've been to the 2nd round, but just trying to move forward. His first week in Philadelphia, he impacts winning by closing off 2 games by hitting game-winning shots. Spoiling I believe it was like a 50 or 60 point game by Kemba Walker by blocking him and then hitting a game-winning shot. Things like that. He goes into the playoffs as their closer. Throughout the whole season, he's been their closer. Round 2, I think that was game 6. It's 90-88. Jimmy Butler, I believe, either gets the rebound or the steal, takes it down the floor, lays the ball up over Serge Ibaka. Once again, being that late game impact player, 90-90. Kawhi Leonard hits the shot that was heard all around the world. We know the story, what happened after that. Philadelphia, Brett Brown, Elton Brand, whoever, felt like they needed to move on from Jimmy to be able to have a more team that was with more continuity. They went home in the 1st round this year. You could say Ben Simmons was hurt. They chose to take Tobias Harris over him, or even granted, Tobias Harris is there. They let go J.J. Redick as well. They had Josh Richardson as Jimmy Butler's replacement, and he replaced Jimmy Butler with Al Horford as well. 1st round exit. So now it comes to Jimmy going to Miami. Why didn't he go to the Clippers? Why didn't he go to Los Angeles? Why didn't he go to Houston? All these different type of places. Oh, he doesn't care about winning. He just wants to be bigger than what he is. A wannabe superstar. Is he even a star? Da-da-da-da. He impacted winning in all those places. He took a team that didn't even make the playoffs last year. A team that probably without him would probably have been an 8 seed, a 7 seed, or fighting for the playoffs. They make it to the NBA Finals. To say they were quote-unquote underdogs would be an understatement. He pulls off and has them win 2 games. So not where they're just like, okay, 4-1 gentleman sweep. 2 games. The league is on notice. I don't want to hear about he's not top 15. He's knocking on the door for top 10. And the only reason why I'm not going to give it to him, like I said, me and Megan had this conversation, we think about the top people in the top 10 generational talents. I'm just going to go down the list real quickly. LeBron, Steph Curry, James Harden, generational scorers, generational players, Anthony Davis, Giannis. Anthony Davis, Giannis,
I said Paul George, bro.
Joel Embiid.
Paul George. I said Paul George.
Nikolai Jokic.
He's disrespecting you right now.
One of the best big men we have in the league. Probably one of the best big man passers we have in the league.
I know
Damian Lillard. His range as a player. We probably haven't seen another player besides Steph Curry with him with that type of ability. So that's about a top 10. I'm not sure if I should mention yet, but possibly.
Sorry to cut you off.
I'm trying to continue on with the episode.
I'm saying Paul George, but you keep rambling on.
You said top 10 players.
Oh, Paul George not top 10 player?
No. Anyway.
Top 15?
Yes, probably.
Probably?
Yes. I have to think of the names, but I was talking about top 15.
Nah, he's not top 15.
I was talking about 10. Okay, well, another day, another episode, brother. Another episode, brother.
I didn't want to bring Paul George into this. I'm sorry.
But Jimmy Butler is definitely 11. Definitely 11, and that's no knock on him. That's not because that just shows the greatness of the other players. But Jimmy Butler is definitely 11. And if you want to pay him over Jokic or Damian Lillard, because he impacts winning so much, I won't be mad at you. I won't be mad at you.
Not over Damian Lillard, though, brother.
Yeah.
Jokic, though, you can do that.
Yeah. So, but he 10, 11. One of those two. So, you put him on notice. All these Paul George and, Jason Tatum is emerging and...
You put Paul George after the butt. You said butt. That was a butt right there.
I'm just saying, like,
you said butt or not.
He's, like, above them. Like, as far as, like, best players in the league. That's what I was saying.
Okay. I'm sure there was no Paul George.
Yeah, so we got that out of the way. Jimmy Butler put them on notice. Now, as we get into our last part of Talk Sports with your boys, going into next season, Bleacher Report already released what they call our too soon power rankings.
Too soon?
Too soon for sure. They already released those. Let me see if I can get that up. What are you expecting next season? You have Kyrie and KD coming back. You have the Golden State Warriors coming back after missing the playoffs. That's going to be interesting to see.
Next year, this is going to be barring no injury. We can't predict. Obviously, can't predict injury. This is going to be the most interesting. I mean, now we don't know what's going to happen with the bubble. We don't know if it's going to go back to play the regular, traveling and stuff like that, arenas. But this is going to probably be the most interesting season in a while, being that the Nets is coming back. The Heat is going to get better if they don't, even whether or not they add anybody. Everyone is going to get better.
Yes.
Philadelphia better get better. Yeah, Philadelphia, you have to. Philadelphia, I'm about to start giving you the Paul George treatment. If you know what I know. Celtics not going nowhere. Celtics, you on the clock. So if so much teams on the clock next year that it had to be interesting. Philadelphia's on the clock. Celtics is on the clock. That right there is two teams on the clock. One team's going to lose. Brooklyn's coming back. They trying to get top three. What they got going on over there. Hey, if y'all trying... I heard Paul George rumors. Stay away from that. Stay away. Steve Nash, you already stole 2 MVPs. Don't steal these boys' chances of winning championship. Stay away. You got Nets. You got obviously the Heat. You got
Lakers.
5-6 teams in the East itself.
Okay,
the West. You got the Lakers. You got the Clippers. Clippers. You got the Nuggets. You got Portland. Portland's gonna be top 5 next year. You got who else? I'm missing.
You have
Houston.
We have a problem.
Houston.
You have a problem.
You got Houston. So it's so much. It's gonna be so competitive next year. So competitive. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot of teams that can either be made next year or broken next year. And unfortunately, only one team can win it, and only 2 teams can go. So somebody gonna get fired.
I was able to pull up the list. They have the power rankings for all 30 teams. I'm not going to go through that, of course. So I'm going to just start wherever the Miami Heat fall. Do you want to guess where the Miami Heat are at the power rankings? Going into next season? The way too early power rankings?
Third.
And the number 7.
Who's that? Who made it? They have the name. The name is on there. Go ahead and pull up the name. Pull up the name, brother. Pull up the name.
Zach Buckley.
He don't know what he's talking about. Zach Buckley. Did he not just watch what I watched? The Heat went to find what the team we had. They said, great team, great camaraderie, everything. He took that team. They gonna get better.
But yeah,
they're gonna get better.
That was Zach Buckley. Got the Heat at 7. But
who you got at 6? Go ahead. I'm pretty sure you're gonna go through the list.
I'm gonna go through the list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start before the Heat because he got Denver at 8. Okay. The Miami Heat at number 7, which I want to touch on real quickly. I don't know how, like you said. They're only going to... Tyler Hero can be leading the team in scoring next year. Possibly some of the things we didn't see from him. He had a 36 point breakout game performance against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. Number 7. Bam. Gonna only get better. Okay. Number 7. All right. Going into next season. Brooklyn Nets number 6.
How?
I mean, I guess the uncertainty of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. I guess.
I'm more Chiefs.
You know, they have some things to do with their roster, so who knows. Boston Celtics number 5. Now, how are they over the Heat going to the next season? I guess because, you know...
Because they on the clock.
Yeah, probably.
We're just assuming they ain't going to let that clock run out.
You know, Kemba Walker,
Somebody
Jason
getting
Taylor, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Marcus Smart, and them boys. Let's see what they all do at full power. See, not even saying it for a full year, but full power, you know, this whole new regime, Kemba Walker regime. Golden State number 4. Understandable. Golden State number 4 coming back with Steph, Clay, Draymond, and now the addition of Andrew Wiggins. Let's see how they bring him into the mold. They have the number 2 pick in the draft. Let's see what moves they make with that. You know, cannot count out Golden State with the Splash Brothers and Stephen Curry, of course. Los Angeles Clippers number 3. And that team, I would say, I see somebody make a point, being that, you know, if the Clippers would have won the championship this year, that would have probably ruined the Lakers' chances of winning a chip next year, depending on what they're able to do. But I probably would say, being that the Clippers did not win a championship this year, that may hurt their chances of winning one next year, because it's only going to be tougher. Doc Rivers is no longer there. We'll see who you guys get as head coach. But if Paul George couldn't handle the pressure of the bubble, I don't know how he's going to handle the pressure of everybody expecting you guys. People were expecting you guys this year. Being that you guys didn't get it this year, it's going to be a lot of skepticism, but a whole even more pressure of trying to get that done. So we'll see what happens with that. Then, of course, number 2 is the Milwaukee Bucks.
I ain't gonna lie, I was about to say, where Houston at? But Houston not top 7?
No.
Okay.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
You got Sunrise, Zach Buckley.
Buckley.
I ain't his mom or his daddy.
Okay, no doubting. Yeah, so Milwaukee Bucks number 2. You know, two-time MVP, now defensive player of the year, things like that. You know,
seen it before, done that.
And of course, Los Angeles Lakers number 1. To answer your question, Houston, I believe it's like 13 or something.
That's too hard. But I'm about to say, something. I lost my train of thought.
Houston was soft, but yeah.
Oh, that's what I was saying. The Nets. I hear a lot of people saying the Nets. And I could definitely understand why people are thinking the Nets is going to come out and do these magical things. Keep in mind, KD's coming off an injury. Career-changing injury for a lot of people. New age technology, medical program, all this stuff, whatever. Injury, Irving. He's been hurt these last 3-4 years. Hey, listen. Now, if y'all make a trade for Paul George, not because I don't like Paul George is a great player. Man, he's a great player. Don't lose all that depth you got giving up Caris LeVert and
Spencer Dinwiddie
and Jared Allen to get a Paul George, because Andrew Irving gonna miss about 20 games for sure.
You don't know if you can depend on Paul George.
That's almost guaranteed. Kevin is a great player, top generational talent, generational scorer. He's coming off an Achilles injury. You don't want to have to depend your future on George Paul. You don't want to do that. Playoff, don't show up. You don't do that. That's why I decided to find a way to plug in Paul George.
Woo! Paul George gonna have beef with you, boy. But yeah, man. So
he be missing shots. He ain't gonna hit me.
But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see for sure. This is becoming NBA season. We're gonna go into more free agency discussions, talking about upcoming free agency, what pieces we think teams will be making, a lot more. NBA season has gone away, but basketball talk will definitely not go away.
Over or under 3. How many times did Joel Embiid call his agent to get him in Miami?
Since they've been out the first round? He's spoken to him about 2-3 times about it already. Okay. And him and Jimmy probably going to be having a conversation this week. For sure. And Giannis hasn't done it yet. But he's talking to his brothers and stuff.
Yeah, his brother got a championship.
You know, he like, the only people he really talk to is his brother, so he definitely like, I don't know what I'm gonna do in Milwaukee. With my Giannis accent. And
sound pretty clear to me, brother.
Yeah. So we'll see what's going on for sure, man, bro. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Talk Sports with your boys. Of course, we will be back to give you more updates on the NFL season as you know we get further and further into the weeks. And yeah, man, happy to be here, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let your other sports enthusiasts know to come and check us out, man, and Hope you guys like the content. Something you want to say? You good?
No, I'm good. Paul George. I'm done talking about Paul George.
That being said, man, it's Kyle the Kid and Mega the Boy with Talk Sports with your boys. Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude.